I didn't aspire to do that exactly. I wasn't successful at that time, but I was really doing what I wanted to do, which was teaching in the groundlings and being with the groundlings, which were, you know, like Phil Hartman was there, and I'm not thinking of all the people, but like Edie was there, and
Pee Wee,
really.
Paul Rubens was there, yeah.
I mean, and I was one of the teachers, and I was working with these people all the time, so that was incredibly exciting, and it was almost like they were all my kids, even though I was around the same age as most of the other ones. But so I didn't really go through that.
Yeah, because you weren't doing the same thing as
I
your
just
sister.
wasn't.
Right.
You know,
I think that's very, very important.
I'm much more jealous and covetous of things related to songwriting and you know. I'm just like any other songwriter that a friend of mine gets a gig and I think, I could have come back. Whereas I never, ever thought about acting or performing in comedy, really. Writing comedy, I felt that way.
How does the process of writing a melody for you compare to writing comedy?
Boy, I don't know. You have to ask Harriet that. I don't know, you know, melody writing, I just have always written melodies. I mean, even since when I was a teenager and I was first started playing guitar, I was writing melodies. So I don't.
Your melodies are incredibly infectious. I've taught many, many people, and one of the most infectious melody writers I've ever, and I think you're born with that. I'm sorry, that can't be done.
Yeah.
But I can help you choose the best one.
Yeah,
but,
you know.
No, you have a gift.
You had a whole record come out, actually.
You what?
You had a whole record come out of your songs.
That lady did a record of my songs 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, that was very
exciting.
exciting.
In what year was that?
1985, I think.
Wow.
No,
sooner.
earlier.
No, 70s.
Oh, the 70s.
And
I had Mel Tillis do one of my songs in 1985. That's burned in my memory.
Jackie, did you ever want to act?
No, I was an actress for a short time when I was a teenager, and I always played the Italian girl. If you blinked, you missed me. But I consider myself an out-of-work writer, gaining experience, because it's very important to write about what you know. I was in Bloomingdale's the other day buying some beach towels, and the guy serving me the beach towels said to me, Miss Collins, if you knew what went on in this department store. I know.
That's what it would take for you to get a bestseller?
I know. Beach department.
And how did you put that first pen to paper that first time? Like what motivated that?
I was about 9. I used to sell these filthy limericks.
Oh, please do one. Yeah, do one.
Well, I didn't make this one up, but it was "'Twas on the good ship Venus. My God, you should have seen us. The figurehead was a whore in bed, and the mast was the captain's penis." But people would pay me to say it to them.
I was going to ask you when you start self-censoring, but apparently you don't.
I never have. That's another thing. For writers, it's very important not to think what your mother is going to think, or what your auntie is going to think, or what grandma's going to think, or your children. I have 3 daughters, and I never thought, oh, they're going to be terribly shocked by this. You just can't do that when you write. You just become your character.
How was life for them as you were doing this?
They were fine because there was Jackie Collins here and there was Mum here. I was a very hands-on mother. That's why I loved your song about being in the car and carpooling. Yeah, I did a lot of that. Yes.
And their friends never gave them a hard time about Mommy's mouth?
No, not that I know of.
Did they read your books? I find it wonder.
When they got to around 16, they started, because Hollywood Wives came out.
Right.
Oh, you know, everybody in school is reading this book, we better read it. But they never associated me with the writer. It was always separate.
I can relate to that. My dad was a person on stage who did that thing, and he was just my dad at home.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, and people talk to me about my dad, and I understand that they're talking to me about that guy on the stage.
Exactly.
You know, and then they meet my dad, and they see he was this very regular, down-to-earth guy, and it's like, okay, that's my dad. That's the guy that I can relate to.
I was doing Oprah once in Chicago, and we were all in the hotel because my kids always travel with me. And I go back to the hotel, and my youngest daughter, Rory, looked at me, and she said, Mommy, I'm not sure I like Jackie Collins. I was watching her. She disassociated herself from me.
Jackie Collins
years ago, and your dad was sitting alone and having a meal, and he was so lovely, and he was a good tipper.
When you took all the bad words out of the book for the Australia version, what was that?
What was left?
Like? Yeah. No, but I mean, would you replace it with darn and drat and crap, or what did you replace them
Kind
with?
of, not down and drat, but you know, I just I kind of fudged it because that was 1968 and women were not writing books with four-letter words and they were writing about having a nervous breakdown and some man doing them wrong and waiting for some guy to marry them. So my book was completely off the charts at that time. You know,
But I
mean,
love that
it
even
was
after
way
you took
before.
the words out, they still
I
didn't
know,
want
and it was way before Fear of Flying in the Zipless Fuck.
Right.
Which we all love.
It makes me so angry that they took it off the shelves for the reason that they did. It's
Boston, it was one in Boston, South Africa, Australia.
That's
Oh,
bad.
God.
Yes, I was banned in
Yeah,
Boston.
Boston, that's
In the 60s, the book was banned, so we used to go overseas and take a big 10 next month. Perfect way inside and go through customs.
The books were, if they found them in customs, they were immediately
They
like
took rid of
away.
themselves.
Man opening a Tampax box.
Yes,
Jackie,
Who
question.
have you been mixing with?
I have no idea.
So back in the 60s,
Yes.
when you were inspired to write your first book, and you knew that it was something that was different from the norm, what inspired you to go down that road that you knew was probably going to be a tough road to walk?
Because I was an avid reader as a kid, and I would read all these books by Vicki and Harold Robbins and Terry Southern and all these male authors, and the women were always in the kitchen or the bedroom, and that was it. And they would be like ready for the guy, flipping the thing.
Right.
I'm not going to write these kind of things. I have to write really strong women, really positive role models. And that's really when I started to write, and then when I came up with Lucky, she became the kind of shining beacon for role models of women who could do absolutely anything and get away with it. And that's why women love her, because she does all the things that perhaps we might like to do, she says all the things we might like to say, and she goes ahead and does it and gets away with it, and everybody loves her.
How did the feminist movement at that time?
Well, I remember being on one television show, it was I think Good Morning America came, and Jermaine Greer was in the green room, and my PR told me after, because I was talking about, you know, feminist movement and everything, and I said something nice about men, and so she was in the green room, and she said, no, I think it was Gloria Steinem actually, she said she gives with one hand and she takes away with the other.
That's life.
Yeah, I know, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Her bangs were in her eyes and she couldn't see. She couldn't hear. That's her problem.
Anybody else? Yes.
Jackie, you said that you don't do any planning when you start writing a book. What's the process then? You just start writing?
Just start writing. The process that, you know, I really love titles. That's why I've had such good titles. So when I get the title, then I get the first character. And in this book I got Denver. I wanted to have the voice of Denver. And I wanted to have a young woman, 25, who can do whatever she wants to do, is smart, has a career, has a boyfriend, can fall in love. I mean, during the course of the book, at one point she sleeps with 2 different guys over the course of a few days, and she thinks for 1 minute, she thinks, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. And then she thinks, why the hell not? I took precautions, men do it all the time. So I got the voice of Denver, and then I thought, well, you know, I'm going to bring in Bobby, and then the other characters came to, but the book is as I write it. Then the cheating politician is very timely. Which one?
How do you know when it's finished?
I don't. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. I think, oh my God, this book is going to be so long, I'm going to start winding it up. And then it falls, I'm so lucky because it falls into place, and I don't know how I do it. I have no idea how.
Oh, please tell me how you do. All right, your editing process, which I am.
I edit as I go along.
You do.
So I write in longhand. My assistant puts it on the computer. She gives me back the typewritten pages. I make my changes. I give them back to her. They go. A page will go back and forth about 10 times until I'm happy with it. And so I hate being edited.
It's so
But
great.
then
because
since-
it's done when you're done.
But you're done when
I'm
you're
done
done.
when I'm done, and I keep all my books leather bound, and so what you see is what you get.
But then okay, so you never read through from beginning to end when you finish?
Oh yes, because you
Okay.
have to do the copy editing.
Right.
All